Today we are talking about Dr. Sue Johnson's second conversation for a lifetime of love. And this will be how to find the raw spots. So, according to Dr. Sue Johnson, once we have recognized our demon dialogues and begun to evaluate some of our negative patterns, the second important conversation we can have for a lifetime of love, she calls finding our raw spots. Dr. Johnson calls them raw spots, but I like to call them wounds, so I'll be using the two interchangeably during this video. Either way, we are talking about a hypersensitivity that was formed by moments in a person's past or current relationships when an attachment need has been repeatedly neglected, ignored, or dismissed, resulting in a person's feeling emotionally deprived or deserted. Feeling emotionally deprived or deserted are universally potential raw spots or wounds for lovers. These wounds frequently arise from relationships with significant people in our past, including our parents, siblings, past lovers, or others who have shaped our ideas and experiences in a loving relationship. These raw spots or wounds can be particularly prominent in moments of huge transition or crisis, such as having a baby, moving, becoming ill, or big economic swings. They can be prompted by depression, losing a job, losing a loved one. These are the times when we need the most support and understanding from our partners and when our wounds are most raw. Finding yourself repeatedly in a pattern of demon dialogues most commonly results from one or both partners poking, jabbing, or rubbing against each other's raw spots. Stopping these destructive dynamics depends not only on identifying and breaking the cycles of demon dialogues, but also on finding and soothing our own wounds and helping our partners do the same. These wounds may be more or less pronounced in each partner depending on their upbringing and past relationships. The good news is that we can heal even the deepest vulnerabilities with the help of a loving spouse. We can find a sense of secure connection and attachment with the aid of a responsive partner who helps us deal with painful feelings. So, what happens when we poke or agitate these raw spots or wounds? Number one, an attachment cue grabs our attention and triggers our longings or fears. Attachment cues that irritate wounds set off an internal alarm. Our body responds to the trigger with a strong emotional response and puts us into survival mode with lightning speed. Number three, our prefrontal cortex deciphers the meaning of this breach of safety, deprivation, or desertion. And number four, we get set to move in a particular way, towards, away from, or against our lover. Each emotion elicits a different response, whether to fight, flight, freeze, attack, or retreat. All of this happens within seconds. Either a vicious cycle is exacerbated as we act from an unchecked emotion, or we learn to recognize and soothe our wounds and support our partners as they identify and deal with theirs as well. We will continuously rub each other's wounds and raw spots simply because we love each other. But the trick is to recognize, deal with, and heal those wounds in ways that do not keep us stuck in these negative patterns of behavior. In the next conversation, we will learn more about how to work with these attachment feelings to de-escalate the destructive patterns that we often fall into, that Dr. Johnson likes to call rocky moments. So I hope that you will join us next week for the third conversation in Hold Me Tight for a lifetime of love. Until then, happy marriaging.
To learn more ways to deepen your intimacy and strengthen your relationship, make sure you watch this video next.